Welcome, welcome, welcome to another RingtoneAttack stream. Today we are going to be making ringtones for the game City Ransom. As you can see our little guy Ryan down here in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, enjoying himself a nice sauna bath. And as always, after the stream, I will post the Android and iOS ringtones into the Discord. So if you go ahead and scroll on down to the About section of the page, you'll see a link to the Discord. So go ahead and join. You get free ringtones, free soundtrack. And we do have a backlog, which is in the RingtoneAttack channel. I have a couple games in there at the moment. We got Fester's Quest, good old Fester's Quest. Have some Batman, the video game, and some Akumajo Densetsu, which was Castlevania 3 here in the States. So with all that being said, why don't we go ahead and get things started? I don't have the track list for this game set up, so we'll be going through that little step today and show you what you kind of have to do there. And as always, if you want to do this yourself and you need access to NSFE files, which just stands for Nintendo Sound Format Extension, good old Kevin Horton, Kevtris. Shoutouts to him for making the awesome sound file. Let's see. What am I looking for? Yeah, Mozilla Firefox. So let's see. So if you want to download... Let's zoom in here so you can kind of see a little better. There you go. So yeah, if you want to download the archive that I use for NSFE files, you can just go ahead and go to vgmpf.com. And then I think you scroll down and you select the NSF option. Actually, let's go to the home page. We'll do this proper. I think... one of these links you click. I can't remember which one it is. Formats, I think it is. Yeah, come down to Formats. It has a whole audio section. Audio extension section. You just scroll down to NSF, which is right here. Don't click NSFE. It doesn't have the links you want. Want to click the NSF file. It'll take you to this page. You just kind of scroll on down to the bottom. And what you're going to want to do is click on this link to Mr. Norbert 1994's NSF archive. And when you click this link, you'll be blasted to the good old days of 1994 and classic HTML. Click the button here, or click the little hidden staff icon, and then come up to the sound files link and click that. And then you click this little icon in the lower right, and it'll take you to a MediaFire download link. This was recently updated today, so it'll either have, this gets updated very, very frequently, so anytime you're working with stuff, it's good to just check this link. See if a new updated file has been uploaded. And yeah, that way you have the most up-to-date files. I've already downloaded this, so I obviously don't need to do this again. So yeah, that's where you're gonna find your stuff. Alright, let's switch over to the RingtoneAttack view. Alright, so I guess the first thing we need to do is we need to grab our NSFE file so we can get to work on this stuff. So I don't have a file for the game yet. Here's a bunch of games that I have queued up. Some of them I've already done already, others I have not. But I have a little copy of this folder. And all this folder has is an M3U file, which we'll use for our track listing. Oops, that's not what I want. Open with Notepad++. There we go. But you can kind of see what I got going on here. So this is all this NSFE file has in it. And we'll get into this in just a bit. I am going to go ahead and copy and paste. And then I am going to rename this River City Ransom. Fox, get off there. Hold on. My cat's being a bad boy. Put the cat post there in case they want to actually come and hang out. Alright. Don't need that open anymore. Alright. Looks like I went back. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right, so here we go. We are going to open this. And then we're going to open a new window. Boom. Set that down right there. That looks good. And let's see. I'm going to leave the Winamp music playing for a bit while we get kind of things set up. What am I looking for? This folder. And then I can go to the archive. So all the NSFE files are in this NSFE folder right up at the top. And then you can just type in river. Boom. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll make a copy and then I'll paste it into the game folder. And that's all we need of that. And we're going to just pin that to give us easy access to our folders. All right, so now I actually have to go ahead and close Winamp because now we're going to start working with our emulator, or not emulator, our NSF player. So the way I kind of got things set up is I go to my Winamp plugins folder, and I have a little folder here that has the two NSF players I use. One is the classic Not So Fatso, and another one is called NSF Play, which is the one we'll actually use the recording to do the recording for our sound files or the exporting. Playing in a What the hell is that? My cats are getting into shenanigans. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, yes. So we use Not So Fatso to look through the NSFE file. And then we use NSF Play to actually play the file. Because it offers a nice little tool called channel panning. Which I'll kind of explain a little bit what that is and how that works and how we set that up. So first thing I need to do is, oops. Yep, select everything and just kind of clear everything out. Where is it? Remove items. There we go. And now I need to close. So when you're moving in and out these two files, Winamp has to be closed in order for it to see that this has actually been brought in. So that's why we close Winamp and we just bring it into our plugins folder. And I just kind of move the files back and forth. And another thing to note is both of those files can't be in the plugins folder at the same time, because then Winamp doesn't really know which one to use. And I think it defaults to the last one it used, so you got to swap them in and out. So a little bit annoying, but yeah, just an extra step you have to do. I can relaunch Winamp, come back here, drag River City Ransom in, and then view file info. Cool. So we'll throw that up here. So with Not So Fatso, I can check all the tagging info, look at the track stuff. We're not gonna need a lot of this, like the sound effects and whatnot. But this is just to help us understand what order the sound files are being played in, so that we can organize that here in our game file, which we will name River City Ransom. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and reopen this back up in Notepad++. We're going to move this over here. That way we can more easily see it. That'll be fine. All right, so these are just comments with the hashtags. So these are just things I've made notes for myself so that I can understand what the specific format is for creating one of these track list files. And basically what you do is let's see. So in order to organize this, how you do it is you put so both of these files have to be in the same folder. The NSFE file and your M3U file, they have to be named the same. I think they need to be named the same. Maybe they don't. Actually, no, I don't think they need to be named the same. They just need to be in the same folder. And you need to put the exact title here for the game. And then it's 2 colons, that it's NSF, what track number you're using, or what's the track number for the song. And then you can put the title, the time information, loop, fade, the loop count. Really, the only thing we're going to care about is everything here. Everything beyond that, we don't really care about, because that's already been established in the NSFE file as far as what the track length is, when it's going to loop, the fade time, so, and how many times it's going to loop, which is basically captured in the length of the song. So as I kind of click through here, you can see that the track length changes. And yeah, so we'll have to... Yeah, so we're going to do some organizing. So these aren't quite organized, and that's why we use this for the track list. Because it kind of organizes. This will tell us the order in which things will be played, and this will be what it, how it's organized in the NSFE file, and this will play it in this order, but we have to organize it like that here in this. So here, let's just kind of start working on stuff and I'll explain it. Oops. River City Ransom. And we're going to come here to the track info, and we're going to just fill in this information here. Copy. Technos Japan / American Technos. Okay, so let's see. NSF, the track. We can delete all this. So it's basically going to be a lot of copy pasting. And this is track 1. All right, so then the next one is going to be prologue and epilogue. So that is, ooh, what track number is this? Let's see. If I hit play, here we go. So this is how we're gonna find out what track it is. What am I looking for? Prologue. Okay, it's organized. Okay, this is not going to be helpful. So it looks like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So here's the thing with these M3U files, that this song that we want to be played as the second track actually is the 18th track in this NSFE file. So if we want it to play as the second track, we can't just put a 2 here to do that, because what that's going to do is that instead of playing the prologue, which is the one we want, it's going to play the second song that it finds on the NSFE file, which is actually Theme of Downtown. So what we have to do is we have to place the order here in the order that we want the songs to play. Oops. Let's put a couple of these on. How many tracks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, perfect. Just one more. 18. Okay. All right, so next one is the title screen. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, there's 19. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so then track 19 is going to be what we want to play third, and that is the title screen. Okay, theme of downtown. That is 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. And the reason we have to do all this is because NSF Play doesn't use the track list that you've created within the NSFE file. It'll play it in the order that the musics are organized originally in the file. So I'm not sure why that functionality isn't available, but that's just how it is. So to overcome that, we use this. And again, the reason being is because NSF Play offers us a lot of nice tweaks that we can make to make our sound files sound really, really nice. One of those being channel panning, which I will talk about here in a little bit. Plus, it's a very accurate NSF player, more so than Not So Fatso in just the number of games it supports and the accuracy which it plays back the sound file. So that's why we use it. What is that? Neketsu Monogatari. And then Password Park. That is 4. Next one. Menu shop is where is it? Oh, there it is, 3. I was like, I'm not seeing it. Melody of Love is the next one, which is here. Another reason for using the NSFE files is someone's already gone through the trouble of going through the trouble of labeling all the track names in a very detailed manner, so you don't got to figure out what I got to name this thing. So that is very nice. And these files sometimes come with sound effects, so if you want to do some alert stuff, you can do that too, but we're not going to worry about the sound effect files for the time being. What track is this? If that's 12, then this is 11. And we'll double check to make sure this is all correct once we get them all nice and labeled. Next one is WSL Warehouse. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes by pretty quickly. Tough fight. Six, 7, 8, 9. Rayho Academy. Next. 6. Do a quick save. Always save. Always be saving. A tougher fight. Five, 6, 7, 8. Always want to make sure you got the right track number set up correctly. Like if you pick the wrong one, like if this is supposed to be 8 and I put 7, it'll play the 7th track, and you don't want that. So take your time, make sure you're selecting the right track for each of these. Double Dragon theme. Nine, 10. Large duel. The final fight. Where is that? There it is. It looks like we got a bunch of unused tracks, which is nice. So those will be fun to have. I like hearing the unused tracks. It's always interesting to see what didn't make the cut for a game. Because sometimes the unused tracks are actually really good, and it's quite surprising that they didn't make it in. So theme of downtown is 12, 13, 14. Defeat. $15. Victory. $13. Oops. Didn't copy that properly. 3. Now we got unused ending theme 1. It's 12. Did I skip one? Let's see, unused ending theme. $15, $16. What am I missing? I think I'm missing 17. Unless something was not included. So that's 1. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. One. Where's track 2? Oh. 2. Nope. Sorry. 18. So we're missing. Oh, okay. So this is actually captured twice. How very interesting. Yeah, it's the same file. Okay, so that's where the discrepancy is. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes when these things are ripped, sometimes there's duplicate. I wonder if there's actual difference. Hard to say. So there we go. Track list is done. I always make sure I do a double check to make sure I have everything. So we know 2 is missing, so that's fine. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Where is 16? And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Defeat. See, this is why you got to be careful. It ends up getting all confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is defeat. 15 is level up. Ah, I see what I was doing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so unused theme 1 is 13. Level up is 14. No, this one's 15, sorry. This one is 16. There we go, 16. Unused ending theme. 17. No, I'm sorry. I'm getting messed up again. 12, 13 is the unused theme. 14 is victory. There we go. Level up is 15. Defeat is 16. Unused theme is 17. And this one is 18. Instead of 12, we can make this 2. So 12 is missing. 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, that's right. There we go. We got all our info here. So now we can close this. And then I generally will check the track lengths. Sometimes little jingles. There will be songs that aren't quite jingles, but not quite full songs. So for example, Melody of Love. Let's actually play that. Because we want our ringtones to be 30 seconds or longer in length. Let's see. What am I looking for? Let's see. I think I just want to press play. All right, Melody of Love. Yeah, so this one has just kind of a short length to it, basically. But for ringtones, we want to make sure that it's at least 30 seconds or longer. Pause for the time being. We're actually going to make this 31. Save the changes. I think the same is going to go for this as well. Yeah, we're going to make this 31 as well. Fuzz. And the reason for that is because your phone's only going to ring for about 30 seconds. So you don't want it to... Each of these will do 2 playthroughs of the track. So do it once, and then start from the beginning and play. And then once it reaches the end, it'll do like a 10-second fade out. You don't want the fade out to happen before your phone is going to stop ringing. So we just extend it a little bit to make sure that, you know, you get the full volume when playing the entire track. I'll just go through and make sure that all of these are at least 30 seconds or longer. Unless it's like a short jingle like this, then it's just 7 seconds. Ooh, title screen is wrong. Why do I have that marked as 13? That's very weird. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Was title screen not? No, it was. Interesting. 19. There we go. Okay, that's correct now. See? Catching little mistakes. Okay. So those should all be organized. We're going to save this. Now, just to do a double check to make sure the changes were made, I'm going to remove it. And then bring it in. View file info. Yep, 31. 31. Okay. Move items. All right, now we're going to close Winamp again. And this time we are going to go to our plugins and we're going to remove Not So Fatso, which I think is up here at the top, and move it back into this folder. And then we're going to move this into our plugins folder. Perfect. Reopen Winamp. And now let us drag and drop our M3U file and make sure everything looks correct. It looks like everything is in the order that we want it to. Now we just need to make sure that it plays in that order. So now when I view file info, you start seeing the UI for NSF plug here. I'll throw this down here. So one of the options I was talking about is channel panning. So the NES originally didn't output in stereo, it output in mono. So when you are listening to NSF music on an NSF player, you're hearing the same you're hearing the sounds being played equally on both headsets, on both sides of your headset. So it's going to have a very centered sounding feel, What channel panning does is allows us to take the individual sound channels that the NES output, which are 5 in total, assuming that there wasn't a sound chip like the VRC6 chip, which was on Akumajo Densetsu and a few other titles, which provides additional sound channels. The original NES only had 5. So what channel panning does is it allows us to pan left or right. Well, if you're looking at, according to my webcam, left or right, of center. So it gives it a more stereoscopic feel. So if I go ahead and make sure that the correct settings are loaded and go to view my channel mixer, you can see what I've got set up here is how I have the different channels panned. And I have them panned like this. And then here's the VRC6 channels that I have panned. And you can adjust the volumes of each of these channels individually. You can kind of see I've done that with this saw channel down here. And that's because certain sound channels hit a little bit harder than the other channels. So you end up getting clipping when you export a sound file to WAV at max volume, which for this program is 255. So yeah, they hit a little bit harder. So instead of turning down the master volume to try and compensate for the clipping that channel might do, you can just turn down the channel individually. That way everything else sounds the same, and this one's just a little less punchy. So I can kind of show you. So these go up to 128. And these are all set to max volume, which is 128, with the exception of the triangle and the noise channel. And the reason for that is that they are a little bit on the quiet side. So you can actually, the other really thing that's nice about this program is you could use the UI to get a rough estimate of where you want to do the panning. And then you can come into the actual INI file and then adjust exactly where you want the position to be on the slider. So you get a really nice level of refinement in how you want to pan left or right, and the volume control you can do for each of those channels. So yeah, the triangle and the noise channel are used for either bass lines or percussion, respectively. So they can be a little quiet at times, depending on certain games, especially when it comes to the square channels, which is more for your melodic tones. It's usually for the main melody of the song. So they tend to be a lot louder, especially since we do the way I do the panning. I do basically from center, I bring it halfway between the end and then center, so it's right in the middle of those two on both ends. And I pan them both left and right, square 0 and square 1. Yeah, square 0 comes over here, dead center of the far left and center, and then square 1 goes the middle of far right and center. So these tend to sound a little bit louder, so I up the volume a little bit on these so that they sound just a little bit more punchy. The DMC, which is your sample channel, or the DPCM channel, can be used for a number of different things, from percussions to melody to bass lines. This is another channel that hits kind of hard from time to time. So depending on the game, you may want to adjust this volume as well. So if you're seeing clipping at max volume, the first thing you want to do is, okay, does it use this channel? And if it does, turn it down. And one of the really nice things you can do is you can open up the channel mask options. And let's say you just want to hear if a certain track is using one of the sound channels, you can come in here and you can turn everything off and then just select the channels you want to hear. So that's really nice. Nice little feature. So you can see, okay, this song is using this. Let's turn it down a little bit and see if that solves the clipping. And then you can re-export to WAV and then check to see if those spikes are still hitting the top of your track. So there's a lot of flexibility here. It gives you a lot of options for really fine tuning where you want your settings. So yeah, just Not So Fatso is just old. It's not being worked on anymore. This is still in development. Current version is 2.4. Sorry. Current version of this 2.4. Rainwarrior.ca. Yeah, it was last updated March of last year. And he's been working on it since 2006. Well, actually, this person was originally working on it, and then Rain Warrior or Brad took it up sometime thereafter and has been working on it ever since. So there we go. Now we're going to just check and make sure that you'll get to hear what the channel panning sounds like right now. And we're just going to make sure that everything sounds correct. Ooh, title screen isn't playing. Okay, that's not right either. Okay, so these are not playing in the correct order, so I might have done this incorrectly, so I'm going to remove these. I mean, I obviously did it incorrectly. Shut down Winamp, come back over to my plugins, scroll all the way down to the bottom, find the in, yan, sf, dll, cut, paste. And then we'll figure out what's going on here. Yeah, that's going into plugins. Let's see. View file info. Okay. Playlist info. Yeah, menu shop is 3. Track 3. Troubleshooting. Got to figure out what's wrong. One. Let's see. The prologue is... I think correct as well. 18. $19. Password park is 4. Melody of Love. 2, 3, 4, and 11. Huh. These are numbered correctly. But NSFE, yep, that's correct. Huh. These all look correct. Shadow Scream, Theme of Downtown. Password or park, menu, melody. Okay, so that's the duplicate. And this is one. So yeah, so we want 2. 2 is fine. Okay. I think these are all right. Let's... Try this again. Close this for now. Yeah, this is weird. Okay, I think what we're gonna do is did I do a copy or a cut? Okay, I did a copy or cut, sorry. Let's see. Go to playlist. Let us remove everything. Save changes. Now when I play this, it should play it in. There we go. So it'll play everything in order. Okay, so maybe that will be helpful. Remove item. Okay. It's possible that the playlist could be causing some unwanted side effects. Let's try this again. Yeah, I think that was the issue. Yep. Okay, that all looks right. File, open settings. Actually, view channel mixer. Okay, so that's the correct one. Cool. And did I set the master volume to 255? It is. And actually, I could do a double check. Let's see. View file info. There we go, device mixer. That's what I wanted to see. Just making sure master volume is at 100. Well, not 100, but 255. 100%. 255, the actual number. And from here, it is time to actually export our files. Once we've confirmed that everything is in the order we want, and we've confirmed that each track is playing the correct file. Excuse me. Okay. Now with that said, I need to come to my ringtones folder and actually copy this. River City Ransom. So yeah, just has a bunch of folders in it. The main wave folder, which we'll export to. And then once I actually create the different sound files, which we'll only be doing the lossless ones today. We just have a place to throw everything. So we need to come to options, preferences. Bring this up here. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to select null disk writer and go to configure. Move this up here. So we're going to select the directory. In this case, we want select the wave for River City Ransom. And then the only other thing you have to mess with is what you want to select here. So select PCM, because that's lossless wave. And then the attributes to it, Winamp only goes to 4800 kilohertz with a 16-bit depth. Stereo. So we're just going to go with that, which is perfectly fine for NES ringtones or music, and just click OK. And then you make sure that your first one is highlighted and you double click. And things will start exporting. So while that's taking place, I am going to take a quick break. And I will be right back. And we'll make sure that there is no audio clipping. So I'll be right back. All right. So looks like our files have been converted. So now what we need to do is, okay, well, first thing, one note on the M3U file. So it kind of goes back to the reason why I make a copy and put it into a separate folder of the NSFE file, because sometimes the playlist can cause issues with your M3U file. The playlist within the NSFE file can cause issues with the track list in your M3U file. So what you want to do is the order, the track list that's been created in the NSFE file, you're going to put that here first without doing the track stuff. Or I mean, I guess you could do it concurrently. But once it's done, go ahead and just delete the playlist from the NSFE file. And the way you do that is you just, when we were looking at the two playlists side by side, how they were originally organized and how they were organized into the playlist, there's little buttons in the middle for Not So Fatso, and it allows you to like either drag a single one over, or you can drag all of them over, and you can do to remove them. They have ones that are pointing the arrow that way. I guess I could just show it real quick, or you just look back at the video and you'll see what I'm talking about. But basically, if you just click the double arrow in all that's pointing that way, it'll just remove everything. So that's the easiest way to do that. So just clear out that track list. That way there's no competing for which one it's going to use. The other reason we do this is because it allows us to have the tracks show individually. If I were to just drag this in, it's just a single track. And we don't want that. The other thing to remember is that once you're done converting these, make sure you put it back on direct sound. That way, if you have any music that's in here that you're going to be bringing back in here, it doesn't try to convert those files into WAV files. So I've done it a number of times where I forget to switch this and I'll go to start playing music and it'll start converting that file into WAV. So just make sure you switch that back. Okay. Going back to our WAV file. Go ahead and just delete these so that they're not in the way. And we'll go to our WAV folder. Okay, so what I like to do is we're going to switch this up now, and we're going to open up a program called Audacity. So I'm just going to switch the view and launch Audacity. Okay. And what we're going to do is just going to check to make sure that none of the files are clipping. So we're just going to select everything, and we're just going to drag it in. And we're just going to take a quick pass through. And just kind of make sure that we're not seeing any of that audio clipping. So it looks like this is going to be okay. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything audio clipping wise here. Everything looks good. Do a quick solo play. Sounds good. Now, be careful when you do this. I'm going to make sure you turn down your headphones just a little bit because this is going to get really annoying. Solo is a great way to listen to multiple, is a great way to listen to a single track when you have multiple tracks in here. So like, so turn down your volume on your headphones right now. So like it can switch back and forth between stuff. But be careful not to have them all play at once because then it sounds like that. And it sounds pretty fucking terrible. So just make sure. All right, so now we can close all these. All right, so now we're going to get into the actual audio editing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close Winamp because we don't need it anymore. Remove items. Close that, and actually, let's drag in our first file. Actually, did I? Oh, you know what? Just because I am not sure. Whether or not I had the right settings set up. I am unfortunately going to export these again. Because I want to make sure I have the correct channel panning settings with the correct volume. Okay, these all look correct. And then options, preferences, disk writer output. I'm going to delete all these. We're going to do this again. Just want to make sure that we did everything correctly. Because I can't quite remember if I did or not. A little bit of an oversight on my part because we were trying to figure out why the playlist wasn't working to begin with. So this won't take too long to do. And honestly, once I have the first one done, I can switch over to Audacity. And there we go. Start doing the actual audio editing while this is still converting. Okay, so Once we confirm that all our tracks aren't clipping, which they're not, now we can actually start working on the ringtones. One of the things you want to make sure in Audacity is that you have this Dropbox set to Windows Wasapi or WAS API, and just make sure the project rate down here is set to 4800 kilohertz, because that's what we exported our WAV files as, 4800 kilohertz. So the way we do the editing is that ringtones are only 30 seconds long, right? Like your phone's only going to ring for 30 seconds before your phone kicks it to voicemail. Now we could just use these as is. So, you know, like this particular one is 41 seconds. Other songs are 2. Sometimes you get 3-minute songs. You could just drag those into your phone and you'll be fine. Problem with that is that phones have a limited space. And while you're not going to have like 16 gigs worth or 32 or 64 gigs worth of sound files, Nintendo sound files on your phone, you will have other things like applications and photos and stuff like that. And those all take up space. So it doesn't make sense to have the extra space taken up by the sound file when it's only going to play 30 seconds of it anyway. So we're going to cut these down into 30-second segments. So what I generally do is we'll take this one for example. So this song is only 41 seconds. So when it plays 30 seconds, this is kind of what it's going to sound like, more or less. Give it a little bit of a volume adjustment. All right, so it'll stop there. But sometimes a song, for example, this song isn't 30 seconds, right? So there's a lot more beef to this. So what I'll do is I'll break this up into little 30-second chunks. And since we're not doing edits to one, and close this, and close Winamp again. And then I don't think we're going to be making edits to this. Okay, so here we go. So this is a longer song. So we'll play this. My cat is running around. So there's 30 seconds. So now you have that new segment that just came and played, right? So we'll probably make that little segment into a ringtone as well, depending on where it ends up. Okay, so that's looking like it's just this little segment right here. And that's only looking about 7 seconds. All right, so even though this is 2 minutes long, it doesn't look like I'm gonna need to make any cuts to this. Because while this is a cute, you know, this is a little bit of a different jingle here. It's only about 7 seconds. And really, the big meat and potatoes of this song is really just this loop here. Oops. Adjust that there. That's about 30 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty much the meat and potatoes, so I probably wouldn't make an edit here. Title screen, same thing. Make sure there's no little chirps here at the end. All right, so this is the song that we're probably going to make some edits to for sure. Because it's a 3-minute, 30-second song. I know there's a lot of different kind of parts to this song. A lot of good jingles. So we're going to play it, listen to where we might want to make edits, and we'll kind of go from there. So this has about almost a 10-second intro. So if I was going to make a first cut, it would probably be about right here. So you kind of zoom in. So like I would make a cut here. So it kind of gets into the more theme of the song. Let's zoom in out a little bit more. So this is a little different. And then it repeats about here. Okay, so we're gonna make a couple edits to this track. And that's good because it gives me a chance to kind of show off how we go through that process. So we know the first edit we're gonna make is was about here. So we're gonna zoom in to this area. I think it starts here. Yeah. Ooh. We actually might make it here. Make this a little longer. Yeah, actually, I think that's the better edit. Because that dun 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 dun, that's part of the song, as well as the. So we would probably, so I would make the edit here to include that first little beat. So what we do is we just kind of zoom all the way in, and actually, this is going to be a fairly easy edit to do. So what I'll do is I'll zoom all the way in, and you can use your arrow keys to adjust this little black line that's moving around. And I'll include this little part too. But I'll zoom in to, this is all flat line. So I'll do the dot before the sound actually starts, and then as I zoom out, you'll kind of see where the line ends up. So right in front there. Now make sure when you're looking at these that you're looking both the top and the bottom track when you're setting your line up. So I'll zoom back out to about there. And if I move my mouse cursor over to the line, you see the little hand that pops up. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to click and drag. And I will drag it to about 31 seconds. Which is about there. Boom. You can see where 31 seconds is by looking at this little clock down here. And make sure that this is just set to start and length of selection. So it starts at 9.3 seconds, ends at 31 seconds. So now what you do is you hit Control B, which allows us to create a label. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do this basic convention where we'll have the track number, an underscore, and then the name of the track. So here I'm going to copy this so I have it. And since we have 18 in this track list, what I'm going to do is I am going to name this 19 and do an underscore and then paste that in. And then what I'll do is a space, and then in parentheses, I will write edited. And if I know I'm going to be making multiple cuts to a track, I'll put which edit it is. So edited one. And then I'll hit enter. So that'll tell me just kind of what part of the song it's going to be, more or less. So like if I have 3 edits, then like this is going to be like at the beginning, and then there might be 2 in the middle somewhere, right? So once we do that edit, we'll listen to it and see how it sounds. Okay. Hey, Tutus. My cat Ratatouille, wanting attention while I'm trying to get some work done. Let's move the line over here. Okay. So these two little segments here are pretty much the same, more or less. And you can kind of see visually they look the same. So we'll make our next edit here, because that's really where the next kind of jingle is. Or not jingle, but what's the word I'm looking for? It's the correct terminology is verse. I think verse is the correct term. So we'll zoom in a little bit. Sometimes when you're doing these edits, oops, sorry, Tutu, didn't mean to bump into you. You won't have kind of these nice clean areas where there's a flat line, which means no volume, no sound being played. Having these areas, a lot of these areas, makes it really easy to do cuts. Sometimes you'll have to make cuts where you're like making a cut somewhere in between here, and you got to figure out like where you're going to do that. So hopefully we come across a situation like that, but these are going to be pretty easy edits, more or less. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so yeah. So the edit's going to be here. So like before, we zoom all the way in, we readjust as we zoom in closer and closer. And this just allows us to have a nice, precise edit. Right there should be fine. This is about flat. This kind of looks like it's a little low. It's probably a little hard to tell. And then try and put the line dead center. Zoom back out. Oh, whoops. Ah. Didn't mean to do that. Let's try that again. Okay, I got to figure out where I'm at. I think it was here. Yep. Once you've been doing this for a while, you can really kind of just look at a waveform and just kind of be like, okay, this looks the same. This is kind of where I made the edit if you kind of misclick somewhere. I think we did it there. Yeah, that's about center. Zoom out. All right, drag to 31 seconds. I like to get it as close to 31 seconds as I can. Now we're doing 31 seconds because we're giving ourselves a 1 second margin of error. Because when we actually convert these to our FLAC and ALAC file types, we'll actually be chopping that off, that 1 second off when we do that conversion. Really, I got to make that edit a third time because I hit the keyboard. Okay, I think it was about here. Here we go. I think this is where the edit was. Just to make sure. Yep. Okay. All right. Third time is the charm, folks. All right, do a Control B. And then I can paste this and make that 20 and edited too. And then hit enter, and then I can play. I might make an edit there too for this part. All right, let's find out where that section is. If I was paying attention, I would have seen it already. That's about here. So this might be a little bit more of a difficult edit. We'll see. Oops. Maybe about here. So I can make the edit there, or I can do it here. I don't know what sounds better to me. This is a cleaner cut. You know what? Let's do a cut here and see what happens. Out there. Take that to 31. Edited 3. Okay. Yeah, I like that edit. That's a good one. Okay, so I think after that, it pretty much repeats. So yeah, those are our cuts. So now what we do is we're going to go up here to File, and we're going to go to Export. Oh, I'm sorry. Edit. Label. That's what we're going to do. Edit label. No, wait. That's right. Okay, I was in the right spot. So File, Export, Export Labels. I'm going to go up a folder, up another, and then come to our River City Ransom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to export these 3 labels. So I'm going to give this text file the name of our song so that we have it, and then I'm going to click Save. So the reason I export the labels, and I do it in the same way file, is that if I ever need to come back here and recreate these, not only will I have the original WAV files, but I'll have all the labels I made for these tracks. So when I open this, you'll see that it has all the cuts that I've made. Basically the start of the cut, the end of the cut, and what I named the label for each of these. So for example, let's say I can close all this. And then I go to File, Import Labels. I can just select the labels for this track. Boom, and they're all here. All perfect. So it's really nice. So you have it, you don't have to worry about ever making them again. So now we're gonna go up to File, Export, Export as WAV. I'm sorry. File, Export, Export Multiple. You're basically gonna make sure that this is set to 16-bit. And make sure that using label track name is selected and labels is selected. And you're going to click export. And then we'll just update this information. Make that 19. Make this 20. Make this 21. Click OK. Say OK. And now when you look here, oh, I did not change my export location. So that means it's exporting it to the last set I worked on. Oh, we'll just cut these. Oops. And move them in here. Boom. There they are. Now I can close these. And then if I drag this in, I can see my sound file right here. So there you go. That's how you edit the files. And now it's pretty much rinse and repeat. So we're just going to go ahead and do this for each of the sound files. Okay, yeah, this one's fine. You're only getting 5 extra seconds, really, of that little verse here. This one. So, that's fine. Menu. Actually, I don't think this one really needs an edit either. Because you got this intro part, and then the rest of it, it's all this, really. It just does this twice. So this is fine, as is. I guess we could make an edit here. This is almost 8 seconds. We can make an edit here. Generally, anything over 5 seconds is worth considering making an edit to. Just because a lot of these NES songs have pretty decent intros to them sometimes. Go. That 31. And what were we at? 22 now. Menu. Shop. File, export. Export. labels. Oh, yeah. / is not valid. Oops, shift underscore. That's what we want. Save. Check to make sure the label is made. It is. So even though this is only a single label, I always go to export multiple. Always choose export multiple. Okay, we've selected the right folder. We can click export. There's no legal file name you cannot use. Okay. So I can have the / in the track name, but the file name can't be that. Actually, I'm going to go in here. Change it to an underscore and save it. File import labels. Okay. Cutscene. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's... Yeah, this isn't going to need an edit. Won't even need to listen to this song. Copy that now. Okay. Click right there. Okay. And then where is the other one? Okay, it's about there. So we're going to zoom in. Looks like it's... Let's listen to this segment. All right, let's make an edit here. And we'll see how it sounds. That looks like the dot we're gonna start at. And zoom out. Here we go, 31. All right. Track 24. Edited. Okay. That's going to be pretty much the only edit we do with this track. File export label. Save that. And export multiple. And that will be 24. Next song. Yeah, I already know where we're making the edit. And it'll stop about there. And then it repeats. All right, there's the edit. City Ransom making it super easy to make these edits, man. That's fine. Go. Put out to 30 seconds. 31 seconds. Boom. Perfect. There we go. Oh, copy. Yeah, I wasn't pasting for some reason. Edited. And this is 25. Export label. Then click save. Export multiple. Exporting multiple makes this little window come up, so you can add the track number there immediately, which is nice. I'll have to make some edits to this, but that's okay. In due time, we will do that. Where did we leave off? Here we go. Academy. Oh, this is a long one. There's an edit that's gonna occur about right here, maybe. That's gonna be one edit, but question is, am I gonna make that first one? Hard to say. I'll have to re-listen to it. Control B to make the label. Copy. Do I want to make an edit here? Yeah, I guess we can. Yeah, this is the dot we want. Come on, get over there, cursor. There we go. Kind of includes some of this track, but I guess that's okay. This will be edited 1. Be 26. Edited 2. 27. I think that's the track we're on. Yep, 25 was the last one. Export labels. Export multiple. Also, feel free to ask any questions you might have while I'm doing this to understand just my thought process, or if something isn't clear to you, why I'm doing what I'm doing. More than happy to step back and explain things. Did I export them? Yes, there they are. Tougher boss battle. Yep, I already know that's where the edit's gonna happen. Right there. My cats being bad boys. There we go. Boom. Okay, that sounds good. Export the label. Export the track. 28. A little speck of dust on my keyboard. All right, double dragon time. I think I know where we're making an edit here. Yeah, it's a pretty easy edit when you know this song pretty well. I'm knocking on my window? Oh, maybe they're just hammering upstairs. Yep. Boom. There we go. Yep. Do do do. Nice. Then export multiple. Oh, we almost done. Got a couple of unused tracks, which I'm interested in hearing. I think only these are the only two we'll have to actually make edits to if we want. The battle against Simon. There's the edit there. Yep. That's a pretty easy edit too. I mean, all these have been pretty easy edits. Which is good, makes the job go by a little faster. Let's see. Zoom out. Oops. It wouldn't let me update the label unless the song was paused. Or, it wouldn't let me paste the label name in if the song is playing. I think we're on 30. Sometimes forget, yeah, 30. Okay. We'll look at all these sounds at once. Solo. Man, that's a really long level up jingle. Yep, no edits that need to be made to those. It's really just these unused ending themes. Yeah, we're gonna make the edit there. Copy this over now. Control B, Control V, edited, 31. Export labels, paste, cut off this first part. And then export multiples. Pretty rinse and repeat at this point. Here, let's listen to this. Should have listened to this before we did the exporting, but it'll be fine. Okay, so that was unused ending number 1. Let's hear unused ending number 2. A little bit more upbeat. And they all became honor students. I think these are all slightly different. Like, this is slightly different. This is slightly different. I don't know why they didn't just use one of those 2 songs instead of just reusing a song for the ending. Yeah, these are the same. Maybe? Yeah, these... So... This track is slightly different than this one, but these two are more or less the same. So there we go. Final edit. Let's see. That was weird. The hand wasn't showing up. I don't know what the deal was there. All right, we'll just zoom back in. Yeah, very weird. Hey. $32. That little section is just like perfect. $32. Okay. And that's it. Nope. Saving all that stuff. So here we go. Here's all our files. And then all the labels we made for them. Let's see. I need to open this up again, I think. Yes, I need this for track information. So now I can highlight everything. So I use a audio conversion program called dB Power Amp. You see it right over here. It gives me a whole bunch of context menu options from converting to editing ID tags. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll move this over here. Actually, comment. I don't think I fill out the artist. I think I just do the composer, which are those, the year, which is 1990, album, which is River City Ransom, and then comment, edited, and by yours truly. Yeah, so you can see all the information kind of there now. Actually, let me make sure that that's title album year. Yep, edited and coded by me. Nothing in the artist. Change the genre to game. And that's it. How did I have this set up here? Title album year. Number title album year. I like to keep things fairly consistent across all files. That was weird. Oh. It got displaced, that's why. I was like, what the hell happened? That's how it should be. Album year. Boom. Genre, game. Games. There we go. Game. Yeah, I need to do this nonsense. Kind of do this one at a time. This is the more tedious part of this, is just kind of making sure everything's labeled correctly. Making sure we got slashes. Put the track as one. Oops. Put it in the wrong spot. Okay. There we go. Yeah, this stuff's pretty easy. Just kind of plug in, fix any syntax things. So like, you know, there's slashes. You can't use forward slashes in file types because it's used for directory stuff. Oops. So it replaces forward slashes with underscores. Okay. Oop, forgot to do the copy menu. Shop. Track 6. It's gonna be a fun one here. We gotta make these periods. I gotta add a slash here. Track 8. Let's see. Next one. Wish there was a more optimal way of doing this, but unfortunately there is not. You just kind of got to do it one at a time. I mean, sometimes like if all these files are sharing information, like the you know, things like the composer and a year, genre, album, stuff like that, you can just, you know, change it all at once, which is nice. But for the individual tracks and the file names, making sure everything is labeled properly, you got to do that individually. Okay, now for the edited stuff. I should have done that earlier. Wasn't thinking about it though. Oops. Yep, that looks okay. Yeah, the edited ones go a lot faster. Because we've preemptively put in the information we need. Though I should have deleted this first part. Okay. Those have all been labeled. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to make a soundtrack file. So we need to come back here, NES soundtracks, new folder, River City Ransom. Have a file for that. Come back to the ringtones. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shift in highlight up to 18. Right click, convert to. And we are going to select FLAC first, uncompressed. We are going to remove this first. And let's pick our spot. Go. Select that folder. Uncompress and convert. Oh, look at all the cores. So now if we go back, we'll see them all in here, and they're all nicely labeled. Ooh, this one got... Oh, it's not updating. Interesting. I think I gotta delete it is what I gotta do. There it goes. Okay, so now I can fix that here. Okay, now it's ringtone time after I do this. Okay. Now I select everything. Right click, convert to. Now this time what we're gonna do is we're gonna add what's called a Dsp effect. And if I click add and then go to add Dsp effect, they got a whole list of things here. It's getting kind of cut off to the screen, from the screen, so let me switch the views, something a little bit more zoomed in. There we go. Move this over here. Move this up here like that. When I click add DSP effect, you get a little bit more of what you can add to this thing. All sorts of cool little things. You can add low pass filters. Hey, Tenmar, what's going on, man? How's your day been going? Yeah, ringtone stream. This is something I've been doing since college, making video game ringtones. NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, primarily. Have done a few PlayStation ringtones, depending on if I can get lossless audio copies of them. But yeah, just woke up, having issues falling asleep. Okay, so like, what time did you end up falling asleep? Because I know you ended your stream around 1 last night. And I don't think I ended up going to bed till like 4 a.m. I stayed up playing WoW. And then I had to get up at 8:30 to feed. Well, I had to get up at 7 to feed my cats, but I slept till 8:30, and they weren't happy about that. And then I was like, oh, I wanted to stream today, so I was like, I'm going on very little sleep right now. So luckily, this project is very intellectually stimulating and engaging, so yeah. So it's keeping me up. But yeah, up till 4 a.m. last night. I don't do that often. They'll live that extra hour. I know. Okay, we know they'll live that extra hour, but they think they're not going to make it. It's touch and go for them. Oh no, my cats are complete goldfish. Like, I'll feed them and then 30 minutes later it'll be like, hey, my bowl's empty. You should put food in that thing. I like the idea of dogs, but I don't think I would ever own a dog. I think they are far more maintenance heavy than cats are. Like, I think the main thing is like going out for walks and stuff. Like, having to leave my house and to go do that for an hour, it's something I really don't want to commit to several times a day. So for me, it's like just scoop the potty, feed them, and then play with them every once in a while. Otherwise, they primarily sleep. They sleep or keep themselves occupied. So what am I doing? Oh yeah, so I'm going to select a maximum length. And I'm just going to set it to 30 seconds. So that extra second we've been adding to the end of the clips or our sound files, that's going to get filed off. Yeah, dogs are definitely, if you want to get into a good routine, especially from an exercise standpoint, having to walk them every day. Yeah, dogs are good for that. And cats are pretty routine too. You generally keep them to a strict feeding schedule, and you have a routine for scooping the potty, their litter box. So like I do that. We have 2 litter boxes. I scoop them twice a day. And then you don't have to be a schedule for playing with them. It's whenever you kind of see them feeling a little maybe restless or they start to play with each other, you can like pull out the ribbon or a little toy and run them around the house for a little bit. Other than that, it's just make sure you keep the windows open so they have like we have a lot of birds and crows that come into our yard. So like they're always watching the squirrels and the crows. So let's convert this. Ooh, no, cancel. Maximum length. I gotta select the right file path first. This is under ringtones, River City Ransom, ALAC. Oh, nope. Sorry. FLAC. Select folder. Convert. Oh, the cores. I love it. I've been making them since college, and I was in college back in 2005. So a while ago. Me and my buddy Zeev would make ringtones for our phone all the time. He actually taught me how to do all the file editing and getting myself set up with like NSF players and using Audacity and stuff like that. I just enjoy making them. Like I did it for just personal use. And then back in the day when screwattack.com was still like in its infancy, like I was on the site all the time, and then I wanted to like contribute to the site, and I was like, this would be the perfect thing to do. So then I was making them not only for myself, but I was making them for the community, and it was fairly popular, I would say. I got quite a bit of Kevtris files, baby. So yeah, I mean I just did a blog like twice a month or something like that. Did a bunch of like video game ringtones, like I said, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis. And then over time I've kind of refined my technique. Like when I was originally making the NES ringtones, they didn't sound as good on a phone as they did like on your computer, listening to, much better quality sound hardware with your headphones, or even just like little earpods. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that NES outputs in mono, and when you listen to mono on like headphones, it sounds fine, but when you listen to it like on speakerphone on your phone, it sounds like complete shit. It almost sounds like parts of the music are being muted or conflicting with each other. It's a really weird thing. So like then I started learning about like what NSF players could do, and one of them was, because the original sound was in mono, NSF players started incorporating a thing called channel panning, which allows you to pan the different sound channels either to the left or right to give a more stereoscopic sound. So like if you listen to like a mono sound file, like it's very centered, but when you do the channel panning, it sounds so much better. The quality is clearer. They're a lot louder. It's a lot better sounding. So I apply channel panning to all my ringtones, at least for NES. With Super Nintendo and Genesis, you don't have to do that because they're naturally in stereo, so it's one less step. It's just converting the files to wave and then editing them as you see fit. So So yeah, this has been, I've just been kind of refining the process over the years, and yeah, just kind of where I'm at right now. So yeah, it's a lot of fun for me. Like, I enjoy doing this. I know people appreciate having these on their phones. So yeah, since Screw Attack's no longer a thing anymore, I don't really have made a multi-macro. I don't know what a multi-macro, like, I know what a macro is, but I don't know what you mean by a multi-macro. But yeah, since I don't have a platform like Screw Attack to post anymore, so like I just kind of thought I would incorporate it with streaming. Oh, you just meant my macro. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I would make a macro to do whatever it is. Like, for example, like with all the file editing. I feel some of it kind of has to be done manually. Elgato Stream Deck has a multi-action macro. You'll have to explain that in a little bit more detail. Breaking down the process into keyboard shortcuts. Okay. Yeah, I kind of have it down to a system right now where, like, macro would probably save me a little time, but not that much, because, like, if I'm editing the files, like for stuff that I have to replace the underscore and stuff, I'm gonna have to manually go in there and do that anyway. So, because sometimes the underscore might be a period, it might be a forward slash, depending on the sound on the file. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I could look into doing macros and stuff like that, but I mean, it doesn't take that long to do to begin with anyway. So I just kind of do it manually. All right. Time for Apple lossless. And convert those. Just a series of commands that are all done when the button on the Stream Deck is pressed, or set up to shut down my computer. Oh yeah, that would be a super useful macro. For sure. Because I always shut down my computer when I'm not using it. I mean, sometimes I'll leave it on because I get lazy, but most of the time I'll shut it down completely. So that would be something useful. What am I looking at? All right, just making... Where did these go? Ah, okay. That makes sense. Why you mixed up multi-action and macro. Not in the FLAC folder. I bet you they are in my Akumajo. Yep, of course they are. Dumbass. I thought I selected the right one. Oh, that's fine. An easy fix. Sometimes it happens. And paste. Oh. Oh, yeah. This is Windows loves to not remember where you want to save things, yeah. Yeah, ALAC and FLAC, like, I always getting stuff confused. But let's see. Oh, yeah, I just didn't select the right folder is all. Yeah, I did. Why didn't it? Huh, that was weird. Okay, those are all there. Okay, so I will say that a macro would probably help with this, and I need to figure out how to do it. So for iOS, you have multiple file types. Ones off the top of my head are M4A, which is for music, M4B, which is for audiobooks, and then you have M4R, which is specifically for ringtones. So if you want to play these as ringtones, they have to be in an M4R file format. And in order to do that, I have to come here and I have to change all these manually. So I could probably figure out a macro to do this. But I do kind of have it down to a rotation for how to do it somewhat quickly. This is the most annoying thing, I think, making these ringtones. You get to hear that beautiful window sound. And once I get down to the bottom, it gets a little easier because I don't have to move the mouse as much. Yep, that's it, done. And then I just double check and make sure that I didn't fat finger something and end up changing the file type to something wrong. So yeah, so now when you drag them onto your phone, they should be ringtone files. So let's see. So these are the ones that I've done so far on stream. I've posted these in Cthulhu's Discord, but if you want the others, you can scroll down to the bottom of my page and join my Discord. I have a RingtoneAttack channel where you can download, where I pretty much pin I think I do. I've pinned everything. Yeah, it looks like I have. I've pinned all the previous ones that I've worked on to my Discord. And you can get access to them there. I provide a link for the soundtrack and then for the ringtones themselves. I used to make what is it? This one. So I used to do MP3 and AAC, which is just Apple's lossless or lossy audio codec. But I figured save space not only on my solid state drive, but also with my my MediaFire uploads. I would just offer the higher quality ones, and if people wanted to convert them to MP3s or whatever for whatever phone they use, they could do that. But I mean, ultimately, these things don't take up a whole lot of space. I mean, like, how much space does this take? Properties. Yeah, 3 megabytes. I mean, most likely you're not going to put all these on your phone. You're just going to pick which ones you like and have them there and then set up a rotation or something like that. So, I mean, having the lossless ones I thought would just be fine. Because you're not going to have 1,000 of these damn things on your phone. But maybe you do. Who knows? Last thing to really do is just make a zip file. Oh, I know what I need to do. Go to my Bermondo drive. And then go to Messin and screenshots. And I got to find, there it is, River City Ransom. Copy and paste. I wonder why it did that. Go. River City Ransom. Album artwork. Always include screenshot of the game title screen as well. Because I think it looks a lot cleaner than having a scan of the box. You know, the game box or whatever. Oh. A 7-zip. Add to archive. I don't remember. Oh yeah, just do OST FLAC. OST FLAC. Zip it all up. River City Ransom. Say okay. And FLAC. And that is pretty much it. We are done. I was thinking about playing some games, but I'm feeling pretty beat. So I'm gonna probably stream tomorrow, play some games. Might do some Ninja Turtles. the first one on the NES because my brother-in-law wanted to see that, so I figured why not do a little playthrough of that. And other than that, I will get these uploaded probably within the hour, get them posted on the Discord. So again, if you are watching this live, scroll down to the About section, click the Discord banner, and join the Discord. And if you're watching this on the YouTubes, just scroll down to the description. I got a link to the Discord in there. In the Ringtone Attack text channel, you can find this and all previous Ringtone Attack projects available for download for free, soundtrack and ringtones. So yeah, we got a bunch of other stuff here that we need to do. It's just going to be a question of what we do next. A lot of this is from games commonly played by Cthulhu, so yeah. Okay, well now I gotta get my music back in. Where's my music? There it is. All right, with that, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Got a bit of a late start today, but tomorrow I will definitely be starting probably around 10-ish. So have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.